You're listening to the 209 Podcast with VNT.
Woo! Christmas time. Can you feel the magic in the air?
The weather outside is frightful.
Woo!
I'm so excited.
This is Virginia Still.
And I'm Teresa Hammond.
And we are VNT, episode number
6.
Yes.
That's my favorite number, by the way.
Is it?
It is.
Oh,
and my kids were both born in June. Go figure.
Wow.
Pretty special.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's 3.
3?
Yeah. Favorite number's 3.
3 is the perfect number. 3, 6, and 9, actually.
Very good.
Mm-hmm. Fun facts. Google it.
Fun facts.
Mm-hmm.
So, being Christmas magic's in the air, and at times the weather is frightful.
It is.
But we are going to discuss the 209 holidays.
Yes, we have a special issue that came out in late November, but really got out there in December, where we talk about a lot of holiday happenings in the 209. And it looks just like the magazine, but just specifically geared to the holiday season, which it's beautiful. I love it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Very beautiful. Lots of events and things that have happened and tips and ideas and stuff upcoming, concerts, all kinds of goodness. Yeah.
And then in addition, we have dropping right now the December-January issue of the 209 magazine, which that means we're in 2023.
It's coming. It's coming right around the corner. I know. Can't believe it. So fast. So fast. Yeah.
So lots of really good stuff. And the cover for both of these magazines are beautiful.
Yes, really
nice.
2023.
Okay, so
around the corner.
Let's just talk for a minute. We got to keep it personal for a second. So holidays.
Yes.
What do you feel about this time of the year? Are you a Christmas person? Because, we have some people don't like the music, don't like any of it, right?
Well, as soon as Thanksgiving's over, then I turn on the Christmas music. I start getting things down to decorate the house.
How is Cakes, by the way?
So he's doing really, really well.
He blew out his back getting her decorations down.
Hey.
Poor guy.
I know. The back stuff, it's unbearable. And it's too bad. But through many, many years of working really hard, he's had some injuries. But yeah, trying to be such a sweetheart and get my big wreath for my door. Because the neighbors already before even Thanksgiving is even there, and they're putting up deers and blow up stuff and all over and lights, and I'm like, I don't want to be Grinchy. You don't want to be Grinchy.
No, I don't.
And so I said, after Thanksgiving, could you just please get my wreath down from the attic, please? And he got it down, and it's on my door. However, I think he twisted a little too much, pulled a little something. Yeah. So, but he's doing okay. But yeah, my house is fully decorated. I said I really want it to look like Christmas threw up in my house, and it sure did. How about you?
Yeah, same. I'm definitely, this year we actually jumped the gun a little bit because I was a little anxious. And so we started doing some stuff the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Just because I was like ready.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just felt more ready this year than previous years. Usually it's Thanksgiving weekend is when we do all of that.
Yeah, that's when I do. Yeah, same.
But yeah, I love this time of the year. Absolutely.
Me too.
It just feels like everyone's so genuinely happy and friendly.
And right?
And I love it.
Yes.
I just love it. And I love the kids. We were in a parade earlier in December in Oakdale. They have a Christmas parade. And my daughter and I were in it, and it was so fun to see the little kids on the side of the road. They're all so cute, and it's all so magical. It's just like Disneyland.
That's exactly. I feel like Christmas time is such a magical time of year.
Yes.
And just with the decorations and the lights, and people are like you said, I feel like more like just warm and kind.
Yeah.
And it's really nice.
And to see everybody show the spirit when they decorate their houses on the outside and all that. Matter of fact, I want to give a shout out in Oakdale. My girlfriend was just texting as we were getting here. There's a street called Atlas Court out by the golf course. And the whole neighborhood synchronizes their lights, and they have you put the radio station on, and they do this every year, and it is, and you just drive through. It's so beautiful, the amount of work that they put in.
Oh yeah, so, every single house in that court is putting up lights.
I love it.
I know, it's so pretty, and they have those kind of lanes throughout the 209. You know, where you can go see lights and whatnot. So,
and what about New Year's? real
So
quick.
I love New Year's. I love New Year's.
Resolutions?
I don't have a tradition for New Year's. Sometimes, we're out and about. Sometimes we're just staying home.
Right.
We have we have a dog and, so we worry about the fireworks and the blah, blah, blah. But, and sometimes I don't know if I'd say resolutions so much as maybe goals,
Yeah,
which
totally.
is kind of similar, but, less pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah. I hear
How about you?
I am not a resolutions person. I kind of do that all year long.
Yeah.
Like I kind of reassess. I've always been that way.
Right.
And we don't really, as I was sharing, my birthday's the day before New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So sometimes, depending on how my birthday goes, New Year's Eve is kind of a recovery day.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can just go on for a few more days. So, I mean, we don't have a New Year's Eve tradition either. I did when I was younger, but as I've gotten older and everybody's doing different things, it's kind of.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, totally.
Same for me.
Sometimes I'm asleep. Not gonna lie. Sometimes I wake up and go, Happy New Year.
Well, with a birthday a couple days before. I get it.
It happens.
But definitely looking forward to the new year.
Yes.
2023. I think, there's bright, big things to happen.
I sure hope so. So to get to that, talking about Christmas, of course, in our 209 Holiday magazine, we did a fun little thing this year, and we did a holiday gift guide. And it's not just any holiday gift guide, it is holiday gift guide suggestions from our staff. So lots of great, so it says 209 staff picks is actually what it says. And everybody just it's a great variety of things, actually, from Dennis Wyatt, the editor, stating a Yosemite annual pass being a great gift idea. That is a really creative.
Very creative.
And gives all year because it's an annual pass for $70.
Go when you can, because we're busy.
And we're so close.
So close.
So that, I really like that. I thought that was really original.
That is.
And then my personal favorite was Robert's Ferry Gourmet, which is in Oakdale as well as in Robert's Ferry. And I just love their treats. And I always, I love giving that, for hostess gifts or the person that's hard to buy for or whatever. It's always fun to give something from their shop. They have some really great, yummy stuff. I think I took you in there one day.
We went in there. We had a ball.
We did. They're just, it's just a fun little shop. And then
they were making milkshakes.
They make milkshakes in there.
And different stuff.
They've got a little bit of everything in there in the way of yumminess. And then two staffers, actually, Kaylee Einman. Well, now, actually, Kaylee Wilson.
That's right.
She
Kaylee
got married. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Both Kaylee, who is our legals coordinator, and Christina Hacker, our editor of the 209 magazine, both listed Stewart and Jasper as their favorite places. So I think Kaylee said a gift card and Christina said almonds. So I've personally never been there, but I'm intrigued now after seeing this. And then you, of course, mentioned the Butler's Pantry in Escalon, which is such a great
cool
place.
Store. Holy moly. Spices,
everything.
All kinds of kitchenware. Oh, so cool. Decor, home decor.
I love that we have a place like that in the 209.
Yeah.
It's really, really a great place.
And small town USA, right? Escalon, there's a lot of small towns in the 209.
Absolutely.
And there's a store like that on Main Street in Escalon. It's so cool.
Right. And then Sabra, also one of the editors, Sabra Stafford, mentioned Yankee Hill Winery and Cooking School. So that's a fun thing.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
And in there also, the Reichert family, the Reichert trio, they are going to be sharing the spirit of Christmas in a concert at the Gallo Center on December 16th at 7:30 p.m. And one of the behind the scenes, let me share with you, I got to speak with all three of them. And the Reichert trio consists of Father Joe Reichert, his daughter Noelle, and son Joseph. And they are all musical family.
Oh.
All three of them are individual artists in their own way. And, some classically trained and just a really cool family. And I got to talk to the mom, Tammy. She was very much about the family and she does the behind the scenes stuff and, helps them out. So she's a very sweet lady. Let me just tell you, I got to quote her because I thought this was cool.
Do it.
I get a thrill out of the people that come up to me during the concert or after the concert and just express how blessed they were by Joe, Joseph, and Noel. And that just really warms my heart, added Tammy. It could be any size concert from 5 people to 500. You always have someone that is blessed that day and goes home in a better spirit. It is awesome to see.
Oh,
How cool, right? That a
that's
concert,
very cool.
and you're seeing all these smiling faces and you're seeing all this excitement and this greatness. And so, and just fun.
And it's family.
Yeah.
And you were
family.
sharing when you did the interview, I just have to say, you were sharing how much you really enjoyed talking to this family and how gracious they were when you did the interview. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, exactly. And it just was, you could feel the love through the conversation. And Joe was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma.
Oh.
And he, needed, as he was going through this, he needed some help because he had a solo career where he was going and singing and performing and brought in his kids to help him get through.
To bridge it.
To help if he couldn't go or, to not cancel. And so he brought them in and then they became a trio.
What
and
a beautiful
here they are.
story.
And he's still, he's moving on. He's moving forward with his health and,
that's awesome.
Just trying to do
that's awesome.
The best he can through all of it.
Were you able to hear a little bit of their music?
I did. It's very nice. Their melodies are so nice. Also, they've toured California, Oregon, Washington. So that's pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
And then I have to tell you what Noelle said.
Okay.
She said this holiday season is probably going to be different compared to the past 2 years for a lot of people. We're just excited to shine some light on Christ, the real, true meaning of Christmas, because there is hope in Jesus. Aww, I just thought that was really sweet.
I love that.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
And so true, right? We were just talking before we came on air about, the masks, and it's like we're finally able to see everybody again and see their faces. And I feel like everybody's so hungry to be seen again, right?
Yeah.
And just be out. Yes.
Yeah. And same
I love
with,
it.
And you know how hard that was as being a photographer myself,
right?
With people wearing masks, and you're always used to saying,
smile. I know. Right?
But we got it back, so we're
Thank
okay.
goodness. We're back amongst the living.
Yes.
And it's so funny that because we don't really talk a whole lot we don't talk about what we're talking about ahead of time at all. So I'm just kind of realizing we've got a little theme going here because we started off talking about the holidays and the music and all of that. And I happened to pick a story from our current 209 magazine edition written by Sabra Stafford. Opera Modesto is changing the script. And this is a really fascinating story about Modesto native Roy Stevens and his experience within the opera world. And in the story, Sabra tells about how he got his first exposure to opera when he was in 3rd grade.
Wow. Okay.
Now, the way that we would love the story to go is, and he fell in love with opera from there forward. Mm-hmm. But he tells the truth and says, no, he had a great time. It was actually the opera was a traveling opera, and they saw it at Modesto High, and it was Madame Butterfly. But he tells the story that he's like, I was having fun doing spitballs and all that. Things 3rd graders do, not really the opera. Yeah. However, he says, we didn't have much money, but we had much love and lots of music, Stevens said. We sang a lot together and listened to lots of records of musicals, even the opera and things like that. So that spoke to me because I grew up in a family that didn't have an abundance, but music was always on in our, in our car, in our house.
Yeah,
like
same.
If we were cleaning, the music was on. If we were eating, the music, my kids even, that's how we start the day. We have music on when we're getting ready for work and school. Like music is just always around us.
Big part.
So totally loved that he shared that. And so he went on to become super accomplished in the music world as a performer with a career. And now he's the general director for Opera Modesto, which I have to admit, I didn't even know that there was Opera Modesto. So I'm going to have to check that out. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And so he, also shares in the story that in other countries, opera is like a participation sport, Stevens said. If you go to an opera in Italy, everyone is screaming and shouting. So his goal now with Modesto Opera, of many things, is to bring it to young people, to bring opera to young people, because it's so vastly accepted in European countries.
Yeah.
That he wants to make it more approachable for students here, for children here as well. So he's just doing some really cool things. And I guess one of the things that he did, which is kind of different, is they did a production of a production called The Race, and it was during COVID. So because of that, they turned it into a film. And that film has now won more than 50 awards.
Wow.
And been translated into multiple languages and inspired a graphic novel. That's like
Very
right here
cool.
in the 209. Like,
yeah.
You know,
There's
I
some
love it.
superstars. Yeah.
I just love it because
That's
we
so
hear
cool.
all about all these other areas outside of our area and all their culture. And it's like, no, we have it right here.
Right.
We don't have to drive 2 hours to have culture. We have it right here. And I love that our magazine brings that to our readers.
Absolutely.
Because even myself as a reader had no idea. But for sure, I'll be checking this out because that is like fun to me. And I want to support something like that that's doing good for the young people as well as the people who already appreciate it, right?
Right. That's so cool.
So I love the story. And so, so that I'm super grateful that we did. And so he's, just doing what he can to branch out and share opera with the 209 and beyond, obviously, because he's got all these awards.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I don't know if I mentioned that the Reichert Trio were locals from Modesto. So
I was wondering.
Yeah. So again, like
Crazy.
you're saying, all these great superstars that we have just right here in our own area.
Right.
And so let me ask you, are you listening to Christmas music?
Yes, I love me some pentatonics.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
That was what I listened to today before I came to work. I had my pentatonics going.
Yeah, that's really good.
I do love Christmas music.
I love Christmas music.
And we do a little caroling thing in our family. There's a little music studio in Oakdale that they do a sing-along. So we go as a family and sing together. Yeah.
So you have a favorite group. Do you have a favorite song?
Oh, yeah. Santa Baby is one of my favorite songs by Madonna, I have to say.
Oh, really?
I'm an OG.
Okay.
But it was on the Do They Know It's Christmas album. Do you remember that from back in the day? It was a fundraiser.
Before my time. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it wasn't actually.
I'm kidding.
But Madonna redid Santa Baby on that. And
okay.
I just love that song. And a few of my favorite things. That's because Sound of Music is one of my all-time favorites.
Movies to watch like during this time. So I love a Bublé Christmas. Anything Bublé for me. I love some of the old crooners.
Yes.
Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole. I mean, I love those. Sinatra. Yeah, I love that too. But I'm a huge Christmas music
and
fan.
I love Dolly Christmas too. I have to say, I love me some Dolly Parton Christmas.
Yeah,
I just love Christmas music.
Yeah, same.
Even my kids will even play the instrumental. I love that too. Charlie Brown Christmas. Oh my gosh, love. We watch the movies. We do it all. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, no, Charlie Brown Christmas. That's one of my favorites too.
So good.
So also one of my favorites during Christmas is pets. I love pets. I love dogs. I'm a dog person.
I know.
Such a dog person. I love my little Millie at home.
Millie.
She's adorable. So she has a forever home. We have in the 209 magazine, December, January issue, Marge Jackson.
Yes.
She did a story
our editor.
Yes, our editor for Furry Friends, Find Comfort, Support Through Alliance. So the Oakdale Shelter Pet Alliance, the OSPA is what they're known. So Debbie Scholes is a member. She said specifically, shelters and rescues everywhere, not just us, have been overwhelmed with pets coming in. Oh. I think we can say it's a crisis.
No, I hate this.
I hate this. So there's, pets really do enrich our lives. And
so much.
With their loyalty and unconditional love, as Marge stated here in the story. And I am such a pet lover. Like, I feel they're like little angels that were dropped down here to help us.
Absolutely.
In a million different ways.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
There's a service, emotional support dogs. There's a service dogs. There's the guard dogs. I mean,
and
you
they
name
just
it.
love unconditionally all the time.
Right.
All
it
the
doesn't
time.
matter what kind of day you had. You know,
No.
they're always happy to see you. You could come in frowny and it doesn't matter.
They're still
happy to see you. And then you can even be a little grouchy and they're going to give you kisses on your face and you just can't help it. You just smile and you're just like, you know. Do you remember Lucy in the Charlie Brown? And she's like, I got kissed by dog lips. My lips touch dog lips. Yeah, that happens when, you know.
I know. We're dog people ourselves. So I love dogs.
So it's sad to see that our shelters are overrun. And,
I wonder why.
And that pets need. So, you know, if you're thinking about gift giving and you want to help somebody, maybe, you know, a kid needs a friend, a person needs a friend, an elderly needs a friend.
Right.
Maybe they need a furry friend, whether it's a cat or a dog, you know, go to your local shelter. Don't buy one. Go to your local
shelters. And sometimes
shelters.
you can find really great, well, you can. Yeah. You can find really great dogs at local shelters.
Absolutely. So, the OSPA, the Oakdale Shelter Pet Alliance, actually was founded in 2004, and they became a 501c3 in 2012, and they are actually celebrating their 10-year anniversary this year.
Oh, wow.
Which is great for them because they're a great group. They do so many things. In fact, they even have helped, countless pets in the area find forever homes, but also they've helped provide medical treatment for pets. They've spay neuter services they've helped with and assisted with adoption fees so that homeless pets can be placed in their forever homes. So they're a group that's really about the pets.
I gave my son a dog for Christmas one year.
No.
I did. Yeah. Oh. Abby, our little pug.
Oh, okay.
He had wanted a pug for a really long time. And we had a pug, but rescue. We've always, up until I got Charlotte, my current black lab, we always had rescue dogs. And so he was at the age where I didn't know what to get him. He wasn't asking for anything, but I knew he loved Harold, our previous pug.
Right.
And so I just went out on a mission, and finding a pug at a shelter is not an easy thing to do.
No.
But by the grace of God, I tell you, I put it on social media, and the next thing I know, somebody found one in Manteca and sent it to me. And I tricked him, because you have to be careful, too, about giving pets as gifts, because you have to make sure the person's prepared for it. They have the time for it, all those things.
Sure.
So I tricked
you don't want
to
surprise somebody with a pet, but
you can. Yeah. So I tricked him into thinking we were going to the shelter to ID my guy's dog that was supposedly missing while he was hunting. So I told the kids, throw your clothes on. We got to go to the shelter right now. And we did. And I said, let's just look at some dogs while we're here. And we went and saw Abby. And I said, let's just play with her. And so we did. And so I said to Jackson, do you like this dog? He's like, this dog is the best. I'm like, you want this dog? He's like, are you kidding me? Merry Christmas. Well, I forgot about my lie. This is why I'm not a good liar. Because we went in to adopt the dog, and my daughter says, well, what about Coco? And I'm like, what about Coco? Well, don't we need to see if she's here? I totally had forgotten that I told him the lie that we were going to pick up one of his dogs. And the officers behind the desk are like, what? And I'm like, oh, I forgot. I lied to them and said I was coming to ID my partner's dog. Nope, we came to get this dog for you. So it really can be a fun way to surprise somebody at Christmas if you know it's something that they really want, and it will enrich their life. That dog has been the best for my son. So I think that's a great story, and I love to hear that they're doing so well. And I really hope that those numbers turn around for them, because it's so sad.
Well, definitely it's groups like this that I feel really help pets, and they're volunteers, and they take the time to do all these things. I know that they go to the shelters and they'll walk the dogs, or they'll bring blankets or dog food and things like that. So
I love it.
Without groups like this, I just, sometimes I wonder what would happen.
Right?
You know? So
yeah, totally.
Thank goodness for volunteers.
So yeah, something for Santas to think about is if it's something that can enrich your family, right? You may want to bring a new member into the fold for the holiday season, for sure. And speaking of Santa, we have some upcoming events that I was going to touch on. I thought we could touch on.
Yeah.
Right? And so one of them is Breakfast with Santa Grinch. So the city of Galt is hosting Breakfast with Santa and Grinch. I think it's so funny how Grinch is getting equal time to Santa these days. He's a funny guy.
I know.
So
but maybe it's the Grinch that has the heart
that's the
two
thing,
sizes bigger.
The heart. It's
right.
I love that movie too.
I know. That's that's a classic. I love that.
Also has a cute dog.
Max.
Love. Love.
Yes.
So that's happening on December 17th at the Chabola Center in Galt. So that's going to be going on from 8:30 to 11, and the tickets are available for purchase in advance for $8 and $10 at the door. $10 at the door, $8 in advance, and space is limited. So people should check that out on the City of Galt website if they want to have a little bit of fun with Santa and the Grinch and catch some breakfast. So that's a pretty fun thing coming up.
Absolutely. I mean, I would want to talk to both of them, honestly.
Why not?
I want to ask Grinch how he's doing this season.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
And then there's also on the 17th of December, the latkes and vodkas.
What is it? I'm going to help you.
Yes,
it's
help me
latkes.
Latkes.
Those are potato
vodkas.
Pancakes.
Oh, latkes and vodkas.
Latkes and vodkas. Yep.
Very nice. And this is Congression Beth Shalom in Modesto will be hosting the latkes and vodkas.
Latkes.
Sorry, it's my Spanish accent.
Didn't you ever watch Taxi?
No.
Ugh, dear goodness.
No.
Anyways, there was a character named Latka.
Oh, I watched Cheers.
Latkes are very good. It's the whole potato pancake thing.
Oh, okay. So anyways, there's an event starting at 6:30 on December 17th. The event will feature live music from Tongue and Groove, lots of food, including Hanukkah favorites, potato pancakes, special vodka, cocktails, wine, and more. And everybody has to be 21 years or older. Tickets are 75 buckaroos and are available at Eventbrite. So
I love this place.
Check it out.
I love Beth Shalom. Fun. That's something there, right? I'm telling you.
Okay, yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a good time.
Some potato pancakes and vodka.
It's coming up. It's coming up. Maybe we're taking our show on the tour, huh?
Well, the crazy thing is, like we've said, it's speaking of some vodka, we talked about New Year's. And we're already going to be at January. I can't even believe it. It's days away.
So fast.
And so on January 4th, there's going to be a tie-dye class.
Oh.
Did you ever do tie-dye?
No.
Oh,
no.
Maybe you need to check it out.
Mm.
Fun Fine Artists will host a tie-dye class in Sonora. Good old Sonora up the hill. Loved me some Sonora. From 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. on June 4th, the class will use shaving cream in the tie-dye creations.
Wow.
Interesting.
Okay. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Admission is $25, and they do suggest that you make reservations in advance. It's going to be held at Fun Fine Artists. So
how fun.
at that location.
Very colorful.
What a fun thing to do, right? I mean, the kids are on break.
Yeah.
Take a drive up and let them get involved with some shaving cream.
Also in Merced, December 24th, there's going to be a Christmas Eve fun run beginning at Applegate Park on the corner of 26th and O Street and will be a total of 5.3 miles long. Now, talking about running, not so much for me, as we know. The only thing only time you're going to catch me running.
I do love me some running. That's really funny because I was just thinking this morning, I'm like, it's so cold right now in the morning, and I used to be a lot tougher. I'll get there again, but I was already thinking this morning, I need to be on my treadmill in the morning. I miss me some running.
So this fun run on Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So then it tells you where the route goes and, it starts at 10 a.m. No registration needed beforehand. Just show up. And there's a map that can be found of the route or route. Do you say route or route?
Both.
Anyways, by going to racethread.com.
And wait, Christmas Eve is on a Saturday this year, so they should have a good turnout.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like fun. Yeah.
I might check that out.
I will be, good. Yes. I think that would totally fit for you.
It would.
Yeah. Now, if I'm being chased, then I would go. Other than that, no.
That sounds like a good time. I might hit up the family and see.
December 24th. Yeah.
So again, January. It's going to be January. So, next month we'll be back with a 209 podcast to talk about the 209 December, January. I mean, that's what we do with this last issue. So we'll be talking about some more of this issue in January, as well as probably a few New Year's fun. And people need to check us out. They can follow and subscribe on your favorite podcasting platform to know exactly when that episode is going to drop. I'm really excited for what we have coming up.
That's right. And while you wait, you can watch weekly episodes of Studio 209 on YouTube and at 209magazine.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just type in 209 Magazine. And, Studio 209 just recently did the Santa HQ at the Vintage Fair Mall.
Oh, yes, yeah. I saw that.
It's interactive. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. So, check out Studio 209 on YouTube.
Until then, we'll see you next year.
And you know what? Many, many cheers. Best wishes. Happiest of holidays.
Yes.
And Happy New Year.
Stay safe. Be happy.
Cheers.
Cheers.